Americans will be shook. I know it. They're not ready for BTS. They're not ready for the fan chants. They're not ready for the signs. I know a lot of the comments from the fans, they're asking for them to get a translator for them because it's really awkward and hard for them on these shows because they don't speak English fluently. But I am gonna make an argument against having a translator here. Hey guys, it's Zach back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about BTS coming to the AMAs. So this is something that is super exciting, super monumental. They're going to be performing. Americans will be shook. I know it. They're not ready for BTS. They're not ready for the fan chants. They're not ready for the signs. They're not ready for the army bombs. It's going to be iconic. It's gonna be historic, and honestly, I'm just happy that the AMAs reached out and invited them to perform. I know that we all were super excited when they got nominated for the Billboard and they got invited to come to the show, and everybody was like, oh, but they're not performing. But it was good that they were here and that they were seen. A lot of artists reached out to them and wanted to collab with them. For example, the Chainsmokers, Steve Aoki, and that was just from them going to the billboards and being nominated for the awards. So after they perform, think about the opportunities that are gonna come up from that. I feel like a lot of people are gonna be like, hey, I wanna perform with them. I wanna track with them. I wanna do something with them. And I think it's gonna be really beneficial for the group. So I think that the whole little US tour that they have going on is something that would be good for them in the long run. They had a ton of schedules here. They did like Mario Lopez's show, the Ellen, Jimmy Fallon, James Corden. They had all of these events and all these shows lined up for the US visit. That's super cool. It gives the fans and everybody else a better way to connect and to watch them on these platforms, and even people sitting at home. Like they're on a news station for the morning show, people just sitting there drinking their coffee are gonna see them on that, and it's really cool. I know a lot of the comments from the fans, they're asking for them to get a translator for them because it's really awkward and hard for them on these shows because they don't speak English fluently 100%. RM, of course, he is, I consider him fluent. He is great. He is awesome, and he's always the spokesperson for the group. But the rest of the members, they just aren't fluent in English. They do understand English and they do know a few terms and a few phrases to say, but they aren't really understanding what's going on. And that's not really fair to them because they're just here kind of sitting there and they don't really know what's happening, which is kind of upsetting. And they just end up sitting in these interviews and in these places just looking a little bit confused. And I do understand where the anger came from the fans wanting them to have a translator to be there to help all of their activities go much more smoothly. And I know that RM does translate for them some things, but it's kind of hard for him to do it all by himself and to speak by himself. But I am gonna make an argument against having a translator here because I feel like in the USA, people are already so biased and they're already judging. Once they hear like one of the members talking, they're not speaking in complete English sentences, they're just gonna be like, oh, like, who are these people? They're not from this country. I don't want to listen to them. That's how Americans are. Unfortunately, they will disregard them completely. If they had a translator on deck and they were spending that time using it to translate back and forth, Americans that don't know them would just lose interest immediately because they're not speaking our language. I know we are so ethnocentric, we are just always thinking about ourselves, which sucks, but they would be like, oh, they're not speaking my language, I have to wait to hear a translation, I'm not gonna listen to this. It's gonna be people that obviously don't know who they are. If they're just flipping on the TV and see someone getting a translation from Korean and speaking in Korean answers, they're not gonna watch it. And that's honestly the truth. It's sad, but people will flip the channel. People will not stay and watch that content if they do have a translator, and it would make them appear to actually be a little bit weaker than actually having them understand and comprehend English and give out answers in English. I know that it's not as effective as having a translator, and it might not be as fair to the group, but I understand from a marketing strategy and a marketing standpoint of why they do not have a translator. It makes sense. They're trying to appeal to the American audience, and that is the way to do it. If they have a translator, they will lose a lot of interest, which is upsetting, but it's true. So I get why Big Hit and their American partners decided not to go with the translator for them. it totally makes sense, but we'll just have to see. However, in the future though, it would be beneficial, I think, to everyone if they did some online interviews and not video recorded interviews. So they could actually have time to give thoughtful answers and responses, because they could hit that all online and get that done online. I know that everybody wants the video interviews, but for the members, I think it would be more beneficial just for them to understand what they're doing and not to feel so awkward when they're live on the air. So an exciting thing they did, I saw they went to go see Mario Lopez. I actually went to Mario Lopez's studio. I got a private tour of it when I was with one of my groups with my broadcasting society. It is a great place. The people that run it there are amazing. It's awesome, so I know that they had a great time there. But as for their upcoming schedules, they still have the AMAs on the 19th, so everybody has to be watching out for that. And then they have Ellen's show a little bit after that, and then their mic drop release, I think, is on the 24th with Steve Aoki and Designer. So that was shocking to me to hear that Designer and Steve Aoki are on that track. Like, that's ridiculous. So I know the mic drop remix is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be lit. People have been saying that it's in partial English, which is a good idea. I don't think that they should leave their roots 100%, and I think that they've gone on record and said this, that they will not be trying to appeal to the American audience with their music. They're not gonna sell out, they're not gonna release only American music, they're not gonna try to debut in America like that. Like, no, they're not doing that. They're staying true to themselves. They're gonna go to Korea, grind it out, do their work, and they will come here on little extra stuff. If they get invited to do something, they will come here and represent. So I definitely respect that decision. I think it is very humble, and I feel like this mic drop remix is gonna be awesome. I hope we get it played on the radio stations all around, and I hope they're playing it in clubs, and BTS just grows from this opportunity. I'm really happy for them. I think that they're doing great, and in the future, I hope that we can have them back here for even more activities, and we can get some more collabs with other artists. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, I will see you guys soon.